extremely happy, and I'm happy that in current scenario also that you are not able to come to your regular classes, your college campus, and from home, uh, the same level of energy and the same level of interest each one of you are showing towards the learning. And believe me, this is going to be a future, and we have to adopt with such kind of advanced technology and the changed way of learnings. So I will also touch upon the learnings, but my primarily focus is on the way of working within an industry, within a manufacturing industry, or within an engineering establishment. So once again, good morning all. And as I have already explained today's topic, I have given you a brief, that is manufacturing new normal after COVID-19. Yes, next slide, please. Yes, so most of us are hoping that COVID-19 pandemic will end soon, right? We thought when it was we first case in India, it was found in somewhere in the month of January end, and then February, March, April, May. May has also ended, and we are in June. So we could not guess that this pandemic situation, how long it will take, and how long it will take to recover from the perspective of industry, from the perspective of business, right? And we are hoping that this situation will end soon and things will get back to normal. But then understand, this normal will be not the earlier normal. This will be a completely new normal, right? As my title says, it will be a new normal. So new normal, what exactly this new normal be, we are going to have a look or have a glance in today's session. In fact, many aspects of our society are written have already changed. Means the way how we are living day to day life, how we are communicating with our friends, our family members, right? Everything has changed. One of my friend has WhatsApped me. It was fun, but it was a thoughtful message that how things have been changed. Means earlier we used to shake hands for greeting people. Now we are following namaskar. So this has changed. That touching someone and without touching, doing greetings have been changed, and the world is adopting this change. This namaskar is now have been adopted by entire world, not only in India, but the entire world have realized the importance of social distancing. What we have been following since so many years now, so many decades, so many years, uh, right? Another thing is about the alcohol. We said alcohol is not good. Of course, consuming alcohol is not good. Now in day to day practice we are using alcohol to sanitize our hands. So when we used to know, we said alcohol is very very bad, it should not enter into your life. Now every day, every moment, alcohol is playing important role in your life. This is what a change. We said a physical presence is required. Physical presence is required in a meeting, in a functions, right? Or any social gatherings. Now that has also been changed. We are preferring video conferencing, using different methods for social connecting. We earlier used to say that you should go out from your home, go meet with different people, speak, attend several programs, physically, travel a lot. Now we are not traveling. There are so much restrictions, and it is not very easy to go back to normal, and we start traveling. And of course, once we start traveling, we will not be traveling like we used to travel in earlier days. So there is a fear in our mind, everyone's mind, that when I am traveling, whether it is local travel within our country or abroad travel, right? There are so many things we have to take precautions. So that has also been changed. So the way of living has already been changed. The mobile phones are and the technology is tremendously been used. Earlier we used to call people at our home. Now we are saying that don't come at our home. Speak over a phone. There are so many things have already changed, right? The public transport has been changed. Local travel and international travel has been changed, and the same way we have to change the way of working within industry. You might have heard the terminologies like working from home. Earlier we used to go to visit our office every day. Now our companies are saying, our establishments are saying that you should not come to office regularly. You sit at home and work from your home. So this is what changed. So what we were expecting that the things will come back to normal, these will not be a normal, but there will be a new normal, that everyone will get used with all the things, all these changed things, and the entire environment surrounding us has been changed, and we have to adopt it and we have to accept it and go further. While millions of people are in a complete or partial lockdown, uh, in some of the states there is a partial lockdown, in some of the states it is a complete lockdown. Even in some countries also still they are in a lockdown phase, 100% lockdown phase. In India we were in 100% lockdown phase, but slowly this lockdown phase has been getting released. So those who are in red zone are still in the lockdown phase, completely in a lockdown manner. But in green zone, orange zone, there are some kind of relaxation we are observing. But though there is a relaxation, there must be some precautions, and the government guidelines they are already issued. There are local guidelines, there are international guidelines that we have to keep in mind and we have to follow. So that this was not a normal, but it has become a normal nowadays. And this pandemic situation has forced the entire society to quickly adapt this dramatic change in the way how we work, how we live, how we spend our life in a society, the products what we are consume, and the entire consumer behavior has been changed because of this pandemic situation. Next slide please. So in today's session, focusing on manufacturing industry, we will be learning in a three phases. First is from short term to major shift. Second one is a pandemic's effect on a manufacturing industry. And third one, what are the new options available with us? So with moving ahead with the short term to the major shift. Next slide, please. How this change has emerged means, if you look back into our history, if we go back to the history, we could see that there were previously also there were some kind of pandemic situations, and some kind of the situation which has forced the entire society and the industry to change the way of doing business and to change the way of work. So at that point of time, it was a short-term measures, right? That history has taken us the short-term measures which was taken for that appropriate time, but then slowly it has become a permanent change. So and it is continued from decades and decades. The first instance is the Great Depression. The Great Depression has redefined the role of government in playing the financial systems, the importance of government, and the measures government has taken and the policies government has adopted has tremendously impacted uh, on the economic scenario, on the manufacturing scenario, and the business scenario, which has tremendously changed the way of doing business, which was earlier companies or people used to do. In a second instance, where it was a World War II, at that time, the rise of military industrial complex was there. Due to this World War time, there was a much focus of manufacturing different required goods within a country and within a short time span. So there was a very huge focus on entrepreneurship and a local manufacturing. So that era, the mass manufacturing was boomed up all of a sudden, and the local entrepreneurship has also boomed up, because that was the era when in the world war scenario, the countries were has to be as self-dependent, and self-dependence means by running their own needs and requirements, day-to-day life requirements. Also, keeping the societal life intact. Facing World War was a very different situation, very difficult situation. But from that era also, we have learned the industry have seen a tremendous change. The very another third instance is 9/11, where there were a war situation where there where a self dependence was required. Focus on national infrastructure and security was very essential. When there was such kind of situation where the security of a people, security of our citizens was on a stake, then the country has to take measures, has important measures to amend their policies, the business policies, the economic policies, and the importance were given for infrastructure as well as the security concerns to prevent and protect the nationality and national interest. uh, uh, 10 of 10 to 12 years back, when there was a recession scenario in 2007 and 9, because that time when I started my career, that time was a recession time. I joined an organization. It was my first job, and I immediately the entire world was hampered with a recession scenario. So in that scenario, the reliance of offshore production has been emerged. See, so in every aspect, there are different means there was a different scenarios, but it has impacted industry and the way of doing business a lot. So in each and every scenario, industry has tremendously changed, and that change has been continuously been now followed, and it has become a new normal. Similarly, in current scenario, where in COVID-19 situation, the same scenario we must consider, that the things which was not earlier present has become our new normal life. Online learning has become a new normal. Earlier there was a compulsion of means presenting, that you must be physically present in a class. 80%, it depends on a university criteria, that you must be physically present in a class, whether it is 80%, 85%, 90%. But now universities are promoting that you must undergo the online learnings, right? Instead of coming physically to the classroom and to the campus, everybody is promoting that what are the new ways to conduct classes and to continue the learning scenario in our country. So today's session, or I come to know that it is a series. This webinar is a series that your college and your college management is running. This series is to give you this good opportunity, as you all are sitting at your home, at your residence. In this critical phase, you should not lose your focus on learnings. So by adopting new ways of working, new ways of learning, these webinar kind of sessions and the self-paced learnings is also been means it was introduced earlier, but now it will boom in a very tremendous way. So work from home is another terminology which was there in bits and pieces in the industry. IT industry, you might have heard that these people working in IT industry, they are working from home. So it was a popular concept in IT industry. But now in manufacturing industry also, people have been forced to work from home. And the ways of communicating, collaborating, right? In the manufacturing industry also has been changed. It has been changed, and those companies who have not yet adopted must have adopted this change very soon. Otherwise, survival become a problem. Video communications. Earlier, we used to conduct meetings, face-to-face meetings. The crowd used to come at a designated place. We were interacting. Uh, we were addressing to these people, listening to them. But the way of addressing people, communication has been tremendously changed. Even the connection with our family is also been changed, right? And the technology has helped in all these phases. It has helped us in a tremendous way to adopt these changes. So there were a need earlier which was very very limited need. Means today, say as webinar was, how many webinars were conducted earlier? There were some webinars were conducted earlier also, but the frequency of conducting webinars online session has boomed up immediately, all of a sudden. Why it has happened, and this situation will continue for a longer period. Fortunately, there was some invention about these communication channels, about the technology, about this video conferencing, about the e-commerce, about the plastic money, about the payment apps, which have currently helped us in survive our day-to-day life and day-to-day scenario. You just look back when there was no payment apps, say as Google Pay or Paytm. So there are so many apps now. If these apps were not there, it was not present in current scenario, how we are going to do business? That was a great question. Online banking has not been developed then, and the same scenario has been, if it appears, if it happens, the way of doing business becomes so much difficult. And there are, in current scenario also, those companies, those organizations who have not adopted to the technology, they are forced for a closure. So they have been closed down. So those companies who have identified that this is going to be a future and started using this kind of technology and adopted with these tools have been survived, and they are now focusing more and more on this technology. You being an engineering student, it is very very important for you to understand the role of technology in human life, in economics, and in the business and in an organization. So even you become, means every one of us are a consumer. The way of consumption or the consumption pattern and our choices has been completely changed, right? Means we used to go and visit different hotels. We are not visiting hotels, we are ordering food from Swiggy. Now consider, if the Swiggy was not there, what could have happened, right? There are so many bachelor people who are staying away from their family, who doesn't know how to cook. They are fully dependent on these hotels, and these hotels are closed now as per governments. Then how they will survive? From where they will get a food, right? And fortunately, there are some business models which have been developed, which are purely based on a technological advancement, have played very important role in our life. Good. So next slide, please. Now we will see for what are the effects on manufacturing industry. For the first time in modern manufacturing history, what they are affected globally at the same time. Is there was a changes, there was an impact, but those are very very limited to particular region, to the particular country. You might have heard in a news sessions, you might have read in a newspaper news, or you might have even discussed at a different forums, like America's economic situation, what America is doing about their businesses, what policies they are adopting. It was very very specific for America. Some policies were very very specific for China. But when, even though when we are saying that there is a globalization, the world have become one, right? We are on a single umbrella. There typical demographic changes has impacted particular demographic area. But in current scenario, the COVID-19 has been spread across the world, and we are facing the same issues. So this has happened first time. Even World War scenario also, there were few countries who were not participated, they were not impacted that much, right? Those who are actively participated in World War, they were impacted in a huge, at a larger scale. But in current scenario, you can see the same situation across the globe, across the countries, that the spread of COVID-19 has impacted all these countries, and lockdown situation, the change in doing business and the way of working has been changed tremendously, and these changes across globe, across industry. So IT industry has been changed, manufacturing industry has been changed, e-commerce industry has been changed, banking, insurance industry has been changed. So the impact is at every and each and every aspect of our life. Just to have a look at, means when we are talking about the economics is basically and fundamentally is upon demand and supply. So while studying economics or while studying manufacturing, because manufacturing industry is a key contributor in economics, it contributes a lot in GDP. So we have to understand manufacturing segment and its impact from the demand perspective. Now, if you look at some products, say as a pharmaceutical industry, pharmaceutical manufacturing industry, which is manufacturing different tablets, medicines, and PPEs. PPEs, that is a personal protective equipment. So there is all of a sudden, there is a boom in a demand. So there is a huge demand for these products. There is a huge demand for sanitizers. There is a huge demand for the medicines which increase our immunity. There is a huge demand for personal protective equipments. And this is what a sudden demand. In a news, or you might have heard about from even from our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Mann Ki Baat session, that in earlier there was very less demand for masks to cover our nose and mouth. This demand has been boomed up all of a sudden, and then the existing manufacturers, they are facing a lot of struggle to meet the demand. So all of a sudden there is a panic demand. We call it as a panic demand because we all are in a pain. Immediately when such kind of situation happens, the society that goes in a pain and immediately starts buying. So this is what a panic buying. Panic buying is a terminology in the economy. So for pharmaceutical industry, for the manufacturing of personal protective equipments, the manufacturers are facing a shortage, acute shortage of their technology and their capacity to fulfill the demand. But at the same time, other manufacturing companies might be in a consumer electronics, consumer means segments, whether it is a car segment, automobile segment. These segments are now experiencing dramatic drop in a demand, especially the hospitality industry, say as hotel and tourism, have been impacted dramatically. So you could see at one side there is a huge demand because of a panic demand. There is a huge demand for their products, and these industries and these manufacturing companies are not able to fulfill their demand, whereas there is very short demand for other products. And this is what happens whenever there is such kind of situation. So this demand and supply plays a very crucial role in every economy. Now let's look at the supply side. What has been, how it has been impacted. Disruptions across supply chain due to drop in demand and lockdown of roads and transport. Now, as the social distancing guidelines and because of this situation, there was very restrictions on the supply channels, the supply chain, that manufacturers or the mode of supplies were not able to supply one particular good from one region to another region, because there were roadblocks, there were so many blockages and hurdles to transport one good from manufacturing sites to the market. So it has happened. Not only the local supply chain has impacted, but the international supply chain has been impacted because of this situation. Similarly, very important is the people. As I said, people are very crucial for any country, for any business, for any organization. So when we are looking towards the manufacturing industry, where people they are very people centric and people dependent organizations and industry, the workforce availability has impacted tremendously on a manufacturing industry. Whereas the IT industry, they can work from home. Manufacturing industry is facing a lot of issues, because all of a sudden there is an acute shortage of manpower. The existing manpower have either moved to their native places, or they are carrying the fear in their minds, so they are very reluctant to join back organizations. And those organizations who are not technically advanced, who doesn't have digital tools and infrastructure so that people can work remotely, are being now forced to closure down, and they are facing very strong monetary issues and losses. So from people perspective, also from the infrastructure perspective, also manufacturing industry has been impacted tremendously. Next slide, please. Yes. So what was the old way, and what is the new way? So the old way, we have seen. Just go back, means you might have visited industry, right? I hope across India it has been compulsion for engineering students. Even it is compulsory for management students also to go and have industrial tours. So you might have gone for such industrial tours, where you have seen how they are working, practically working in an organization. So there were old ways of working in an organization. Employees used to commute from their home to the working place. They used to have get together in a common canteen area or the common places. And especially in a manufacturing industry, where the people they work on, maybe it is assembly line or it is a machine shop, they work on the same machine, or one particular product is moving from one point to another point on a on assembly line. So this is what infrastructure, this is what a way of working in a manufacturing industry. Now considering current scenario, what changes organization has to think and adopt is, you can take any industry in your mind. You might have visited, or you just take a example of the industry which you have visited. You just bring the scenario in front of your eyes. Like you take any processes, one particular raw material which person used to handle, that goes on a machine, that goes on a assembly line, and then there are several touches by the people, right? One particular process, one person is doing another process, another stage. There are different people are involved in at a different production stages on assembly line, whether it is assembly line or whether it is a machine shop, right? And now considering current scenario, how to tackle this situation and adopt social distancing. So there should not be a human touch uh, for this material. So how this human touch can be removed and how it can be replaced. So the big organizations who have tremendous capability of investment, monetary investment, they can invest and adopt a new or higher end technology where they can implement robots for movement of one good from one particular job from one place to another place. But it is not applicable for all the industries. There are medium industries who doesn't have that much capacity, who doesn't have that much technological advancement. But we have been forced to implement the suggestions, the recommendations and guidelines which international organizations say as WHO, World Health Organization, and the local government have been implemented us. So we have to comply. Business has to comply all these regulations, because businesses are not standalone. They are a part of society, right? They belongs to a society. They work for society. So they has to follow all these guidelines. So the bigger question for a manufacturing industry, that how to change the existing setup, existing processes and existing operations by considering the new way of working. It is very, very critical for organizations. And understand, being an engineering student, whether it is a mechanical engineering, whether it is electrical, electronics, computer, you being an engineering student, you must understand this change and how to, as every industry has to adopt to the new way of doing business, how you are going to contribute. You must start thinking from this new perspective now, because you have created this word, engineers have created this word. Understand your importance now with, and you are the only person who are going to help out the industry by innovating new ways of doing business, new ways of doing processes, with the innovation and with your technical expertise. So this is a bigger change. Another change is with a psychology of a people working in a manufacturing industry. You must, it is a basic understanding that the people working in a service industry and people working in IT industry have a different way of working. As you have seen rightly, they are working from home. They have earlier also started working from home because they are very much connected with the internet. Now you might have heard about the industry 4.0 or 4.0. What industry 4.0 has changed or bring a change to industry is not been completely implemented in an industry. So you as a student must have think from a different perspective that this change is unavoidable, but how you implement this change in a small industry or medium scale industry, this is very, very crucial and essential, and it is your responsibility. It is everyone's responsibility, but being engineering, it is engineering student, it is your responsibility to think on that and develop new new ways and new models of implementing this industry 4.0 at even at a smaller segment of industries, right? Then we are adopting new means we have adopted new way of doing businesses, right? Because there is an e-commerce, as I already explained, because of the Paytm app, the online apps, internet banking, we are e-commerce that we have already changed. We have adopted into our day-to-day life. Can this change be implemented even in a manufacturing industry? Right, this is another question. When manufacturing industry is being said that manufacturing industry is very much dependent on small manufacturers. So there are so many vendors from where we procure raw material. We send our job for different job work, say as whether it is a welding work, whether it is grinding work. So there are so many vendors. We just take an example of automobile industry. Automobile industry is very much dependent on small vendors. There are small part manufacturers, there are tire manufacturers, there are engine manufacturers, there are seat manufacturers, electrical parts manufacturers. So at this point of time, we must think that the entire supply chain, right? This impact of COVID-19 has impacted the entire supply chain. So how we are going to change the entire supply chain, the way of doing supply chain, the way of doing, interacting and collaborating within a core industry, OEMs and these suppliers. This must be changed. So this change is not only within a company, but this change is very much there from where we are dependent. We are dependent on our supplier, as well as we are dependent on our customers too. So typically, when we are talking about the marketing and sales activities, now we cannot go and give the physical demo of our product to our customers, at least in a lockdown scenario. But in lockdown also, there are some industries which has to operate, which has to run, and these are very essential industries, such as the industries who are manufacturing very essential and daily required goods. So these industries are very much there, running during a lockdown time also, and these will. Then there are some industry which could, even though they are manufacturing basic requirement, basic need, fundamental need of human, they could not continue because their suppliers were blocked. Suppliers were not able to to the operations send particular raw material to that industry. So we have realized now. So what can be the obstacles from these learnings? We must understand and get back with an innovative way of engineering, so that the entire supply chain can work in a collaborative way and can deliver products at the consumer end, right? So there are Amazon, says Amazon, Flipkart, etc. They are now very much there selling consumer electronics, consumer goods. But now, what about industrial goods, capital goods? So can we also, with the help of new technology and with the help of innovation, we develop a new way of supply chain? As my company has developed, we called it uh, a digital selling, a digital marketing. So which is not implemented in all manufacturing segments. Can we take such examples, take a case studies that how these companies have implemented such things, and can we bring back it to different segments at a different level of economy, at a smaller segments, at a middle level, and the entire manufacturing goods, manufacturing industry can be changed. So this is our duty, and this is going to be a new way of working. So understand the difference how other industries are working. I have already given you example of IT industry, service industry. Manufacturing industry is a different, because we are very people centric. Now in a manufacturing industry, the support functions, say as marketing, human resources, finance, they can work from home. But the production activities, the core operation, core job has to be performed on the shop floor. Now, when in typical organization, when there are big shop floors and the machines were located immediately side by side, so how the social distancing can be maintained, right? So because of this COVID situation, industries are forced for a decentralization. So decentralization is a concept where our organization is not focused on one centralized, say as a manufacturing unit. So if there is a demand in a market, and there is only one unit which is manufacturing the particular goods, right? That will not work, because if something happens for in that particular industry, in that particular area, or that particular production unit, the entire demand and the entire supply chain will collapse. So what has happened, Next slide, please. I will explain during our next meeting. Yes, manufacturing companies are reliant on offshore supplies for basic needs in order to reduce cost. So what was happened, that companies were very reliant for offshore supplies. Means if we are not, you just take an example of European companies or American companies. What they used to do, that particularly India. In India, there is a less manufacturing cost. There are so much manpower available, and also there is a technology. So earlier they used to depute their orders to India. They used to send these orders and get produced it in India, and selling it across the country, across the world. So that was the earlier way of doing business. They are now seeing the downside of offshoring production. Now you might have observed that because of such kind of situation, say for in current scenario, when China was impacted first time, very first time China was impacted, and you understand and you know that China is a master in manufacturing, right? So the companies and the countries, they are very much depend on a China for manufacturing of the goods. Even in India also, India is very much depend on a China for different goods. We are procuring it from them, we are importing it from them. Similarly, the entire world is procuring gold from China. Now the impact was there in a China. The China was completely locked down in the initial stage. So there was a complete stoppage of production activity. How to meet demand, worldwide demand, when there was a complete stoppage of a manufacturing unit? So that was the question. And now countries will focus more on decentralization. Decentralization means there will not be a huge plants located in one particular place, in one particular demographic area, but there will be a small plants across the regions, across the countries, across the world, so that if something happens in one particular area, another uh, plant can be run the same capacity and with the same speed of operations. They can deliver a consumer demands. So the focus has been changed completely from a centralized production, centralized activities, to a decentralized production. Because with the help of advanced technology, it is now possible to produce at a much lower cost, right? The technology like IoT, artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing has helped even a smaller business units. A smaller means from manpower perspective, from the area perspective. Now they are preferring to manufacture locally instead of procuring something from outside. Countries are preferring to manufacture locally. So this is what exactly our Prime Minister has announced, Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar is nothing but we have to be a self-dependent. That means whatever products we are procuring from other countries, we must manufacture it within our country and become a self-dependent. So you must understand this change. The earlier way of doing business was very much different. Now the current scenario is very much different. So you must correlate what is happening surrounding us. Why this Atmanirbhar Yojana have come? Earlier also our Prime Minister have introduced about Make in India. But then Make in India, there was a different scenario when a lot of foreign investments were attracted in India. It was an attempt to sell Indian manufacturing capabilities, people skill, uh, the infrastructures, and the possibilities of production within India was very much focused. Now, in current scenario, we are focusing more and more, instead of foreign investment, we are focusing self-reliance. That how we identify, how we innovate with the available resources, which is very much available locally, and develop the ideas of doing businesses by giving more stress on entrepreneurship. So this is what we are observing, and this is what a big change in a manufacturing industry. We may soon see incentive plans for domestic manufacturing. So it has means we already have seen so many policy decisions from Indian government. So the fiscal policy, the trade policy, the labor policy uh, is very much have been changed, right? And it is going to be changed. The recent way of the way how Indian government has introduced the incentives for a business has also been taken into consideration. By utilizing these all features, utilizing taking advantage of all these benefits, we must focus to become Atmanirbhar. So it is our responsibility, and engineers will play a very important and critical role. Automation is a key, will be a key components creating jobs and opportunities. We have already seen. The next slide, please. Decoupling of supply chain. For as I have already explained that continuation of business, continuation of supply, there must be a decentralization. Introduce flexibilities. Flexibility is nothing but then we must be flexible depending on a different economic situation. If there is flat demand, how we should immediately control our cost, fixed cost, and manpower. At the same time, flexibility in terms of manpower also. If there is all of sudden decrease in demand or all of sudden boom in demand, as we have seen in pharmaceutical, there is a huge demand and manufacturing industries are not able to fulfill that demand, whereas in other industry there is a sudden fall in the demand. So are we flexible? Our manufacturing industries are flexible from cost point of view, from manpower point of view? This is a question. And where management are giving more and more focus on multi-skilling. So you being an engineer, you must adopt the multi-skilling, multi-skills. You should not be, even though you are a mechanical graduate, you must know what is electronic engineer, what is electronics. And already in India, many universities have already started giving importance and focusing on the multidisciplinary uh, skills. So there is, say, as mechatronics, a combination of mechanical as well as electronics. So this multi-skilling will increase the flexibility in a manufacturing industry. Use wider base of global suppliers. So instead of depending on one particular base, I have already explained in a decentralization, companies and big organization, they are means manufacturing at a different regions to avoid a centralized focus and to increase the flexibility. Diversified client base and local customer for suppliers. So this is again very much important for sustainability of a business. Digital tool for making managing risk, proper visibility and coordination is again very much important. As we have seen virtual what do you say, technology, then augmented reality. By using this technology, manufacturing industry can very much become self-reliable and can overcome the obstacles like the current pandemic situation. Now, data infrastructure as a strategy assets. Now we have been giving, at this point of time, we have been giving more and more focus on the production and on the real jobs. But hence onwards, data will play a very important role, and that's what IoT is telling. Industry IoT, what IoT exactly is, procuring different kind of data from a different machines, analyzing it, and then with the interpretation of that data, taking a strategic decision. So henceforth, you only becoming engineers is not means you must understand how data plays an important role in an engineer's life and in the manufacturing industry. So data, what means, we have seen data has become most of a valuable resource for all organization, and it is a strategic decision now. It is a strategic development for all organizations, even for a manufacturing organizations, to use the data. Greater investment in the data connectivity has you can see now onwards. So far, you might have seen bigger organizations have invested a lot of investment on a data connectivity, IoT, artificial intelligence, but then these all things this manufacturing industry have been forced to use all these advanced technology based on a data, and without which an organization will not survive. For manufacturing, sensing, data visualization, remote collaboration tools, control view tower for manufacturing operations, these are the examples where the data is being procured from a different what do you say, different operations, and been used for taking a strategic decisions. Next slide. Next slide, please. Digitalization and virtual fleet. As I said, the artificial intelligence and IoT advancement, I have already given you an example. We have already seen this digitalization is very much playing a very important role in a manufacturing industry, which is increasing predictability what will happen in a future, how particular consumer will behave, because the data is extracted and the particular consumers behavior is been predicted, capacity building, and the flexibility of supply chain in a manufacturing operations. It also helps to create financial as well as operational flexibility by cutting cost and growth. So once we invest in advanced technology, there is a tremendous, it is a one-time investment for organization, but at a longer time, in a longer run, the organization enjoys a cost benefit and flexibility in its operations. Similarly, for virtual shift, manufacturing is still require people to be on site. As I said, people are very organizations are people centric, especially manufacturing organizations are people centric. So how to work with these people, and when working with people, you must have to deal with their psychology. So people are not machines, people are human beings. So you must address their concerns, you must deal with their psychology, and you must train them, inculcate the new way of working, and adopt this new way of working in their day-to-day routine. So this is a very critical, and being a HR professional, this is our primary job. Operators run machines, maintenance staff, external vendors. I have already explained. This is what a reality at a shop floor. Team of specialists connected remotely, constantly online, providing guidelines. Now, with the help of advanced technology and digitalization, even engineers or mechanic or maintenance people, they can very much identify what is happening at a shop floor, what is happening to a particular machine, what is happening to a particular operation. Even sitting remotely from their system, from their laptop, they can see very much predict that this is what going to be happen with a particular machine. There is a predictive maintenance which can be done, right, with the help of technology, and the instructions can be immediately given with the help of data analysis, with the help of digitalization to a particular operator, saying that what is to be done and what not to be done. And this can be really happen remotely, but we must understand the importance of remotely working and the technology, so that we also start working remotely for a manufacturing industry. The requirement of better communication devices and collaboration. Then we must understand that we cannot go every time physically at a shop floor. We must have to use the technology which can be communicated at real level, at real time. We must connect with a different people in an organization. Say as now you must be using WhatsApp, or you must be using a different collaboration tools. That is very much. Hello. Okay, so am I audible? Okay, so thank you. Thanks, Banavirendra. So as I'm explaining, the collaborative tool where we can take entire team at the same platform and discuss, so that there will be a clear-cut communication. As you might see, if there is a one-to-one communication and the communication is passing through different layers, there is a communication gap. There are a lot of chances of communication gap. But then there are several tools which can be used at the same time, which is and the different stakeholders can be connected by the help of technology. The communication plays very important role, and this is what a virtual shift in a industry, in a manufacturing industry, which is going to be very much adopted by industry, and this is going to play a very critical role in the industry. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes. So, so this is a change, and when there is a change, we must accept this change and go ahead with it and live it. Resisting change will not work. So don't resist change, but embrace it. So this is what a key, I would say, suggestion and key request to all of you, that any person cannot resist a change, but by adopting a new change, adopting new way of working, we can survive in this world, in this VUCA world. The favorite example I already every time I give, when there was an introduction of computers, there was a big change in the industry. There was a resistance from people, from a banking industry, from a different people, saying that, oh, now computers have emerged, now what will happen with our jobs, right? And it has happened. So there was so many jobs computer has taken away, but at the same time computers has given opportunity for people. Once they understand the new technology, they adopt, they learn this new technology. The computer industry, IT industry has created so many jobs, so many opportunities. Similarly, this change is also new, so we cannot resist this change, but we have to adopt this change and go ahead by facing this change and adopt new way of working. So this is what my key, I would say, suggestion to every one of you, and where I will end my session.